So, Jen, Infamous, Leverage. Leverage did put a win on the board. What do you think?
I saw.
Jumping into point number 1, Leverage on the blue side, and Infamous on the red side. Infamous going to get Zach Patient quickly into Snake 2. He goes right into Snake 3 as Ryan Hall is going to launch up the middle.
Nicely done by Infamous.
Yeah, so Zach Patient, good spot here. 5-on-5 break. Wait, did the body come off for Leverage?
Nope, we got 5 alive over here for Leverage as well.
Where's that 5th body? Let's see here. Our eye in the sky is at the mini wall, or at the brick.
Yep, that center break there. Yeah, so to your point, Maddie, about Leverage getting their first win yesterday, I think wasn't their loss also a 1-point loss before that? So they're looking better overall than they had done so far, right? If our memory serves.
much better. I think it was a 2-point loss.
Okay,
to Houston
okay.
Heat.
But still, compared to past events, they had a couple mercy roll losses, so looking up for them, especially considering the fact that they don't have Frankie Pashuta, who is, I think, a key player for them, and no Alfred De Los Santos either.
But good to get Chris Caputo back in the mix. He
Absolutely.
was amazing for them on Friday. Better field position here currently for Infamous.
Yeah, Infamous looking good, developing in the middle, this 2-prong attack.
And Chris Caputo works his way into the Snake as well.
He's been pretty undeniable on that Snake side in terms of getting in there and certainly producing offense out of there as well.
Yep, and Ryan Hall recognizes and moves himself into the center break here for Infamous to kind of hope to shut down Chris Caputo coming on the Snake over there.
So, Jen, not sure how the meta is developing over on the divisional fields, but out here the center has just been massive here on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Ryan Hall's going to launch past the 50-yard line. He's going to get to the brick. Might be asking for a check on his back. No, I think he's good to go. No referee running in there to check him. He's going to be looking towards the D side. Some nice moves by Ryan Hall, but here comes the hammer about to get dropped, and he stays alive. Excellent job.
It's Dominic DeVivo there. Huge move through the center, especially to stay alive.
Absolutely. 5-on-4 advantage now. Leverage sitting at 1-1. Infamous sitting at 0-2. So must-win game for Infamous. If you're Leverage, you go from getting your first win in the pro division in the prelims. They win this one, they control their own destiny. Might make their first Sunday.
DeVivo with a little retreat. Zach Patient begging for a kill, is going to get it out of the Aztec here.
First body for Leverage going to drop out of its Dorito side. Aztec over here.
Yeah, that's a tough death. Sitting in a 5-on-4 situation in a must-win game here to try to increase your chances to move to Sunday. It's now 4-on-4. No one on the D side at all currently for Leverage.
That was a solid retreat there for DeVivo as well. He was on the other team's 40 brick here. Got found by Brustleback over in the Dorito corner and then retreated before Patient could get the ball in on him.
Yeah.
Huge retreat.
With Patient in the Snake 3, if you're living there, you just have to key up entirely on him to have any chance to survive, and you're just basically waiting for a trade. Retreating allows him to keep his body in the game in a 4-on-4 situation now.
Trevor Reeser for Infamous had just moved over into the Snake 2 position. Infamous might be getting another kill back center for Leverage. No, it looks like they might have bounced him. Another retreat, this time to provide a little bit of offense on the D side. He gets out to the Aztec and then immediately back corner bunker on the D side.
It's a great fill there for Ricky Moran out here in the Dorito, now Dorito 1.
Yeah, I don't think he's been detected either. If he hops out wide, he might catch Zach Patient sleeping. He's looking for it. Oh, there it is. He shoots Zach Patient. Nicely done, Ricky Moran.
Massive kill to give them another high body situation. In a 4-on-3. And Moran's going to go up into D2.
Speaking with their team photographer, Vital, he was talking about this team Leverage. It's bricklayers, union workers, blue-collar guys, no big sponsorship. Fighting it all himself. Ricky Moran going to kill Callie Rudolph, so now 4-on-2, advantage Leverage.
Big move here by Trevor Reeser to come get Ricky, and he gets caught before. Great job there by Zach Moran in the back center to protect his brother there coming down the Dorito side.
Hey, Leverage going to take a 1-0 lead right here. Leverage looking just like a new team out here. Love to see them turning the leaf, having some practices in decent northeast weather makes a big difference. Coming out here, taking a 1-0 lead against Infamous. Callie Rudolph, Jonah Jamrose. No, sorry, that was Ryan Hall.
On the breakout, Infamous now on the blue side, going to send Sam Silberg up to his spot. Joking yesterday, they might as well just let him start at the brick. Gets there anytime he wants. A little bit more conservative break. Leverage with the lead to protect. Gonna have to fight fire with fire up the middle though, if the opponents are gonna fully commit. Because if you stay in this pocket and Silberg goes into the brick and then hits the deck, he will crawl the wedge. We've seen that play work out time and time again in the morning prelim battles.
Seeing Dominic DeVivo on the cross from that center closet shooting that snake gap. We're seeing more of that as the tournament progresses. However, Jonah Jamrose gets through that gun into the snake for Infamous.
As did Chris Caputo, though. So both teams kind of pushing the snake side a little bit here.
Yeah, Caputo wrapping around from snake 2, wants to get into snake 3. Sam Silberg looking his way. Tougher shot from that wedge. If the guy gets down low, as long as he keeps the pack low, should be okay for Caputo.
Yeah, it's only the back center, Rob Velez, this way for Infamous, holding up Caputo. Now Ryan Hall gets into the wedge, but he's playing heads up snake way, so Caputo, just one gun to get through. Now Silberg switching his way. Not going to stop him into snake 3, but anything further will be difficult with Silberg shooting in the snake direction.
No risks here pretty much at all, except for Caputo getting the snake for leverage.
Yeah, both teams seem comfortable sitting in these Dorito side Aztecs on the inside, which I think is something that have you guys been seeing today? Any changes in terms of, risks out wide on what we're calling the Dorito side?
A little bit more risk has been incurred today, Jen, but what's really interesting is that the players are starting to figure out the exact variables and the pattern recognition, and so the moves that are up, the big moves are happening with a little bit more frequency.
Yeah, see more kills off the break. After Shock ran Dorito 2 off the break with Robbie Altamore and took the corner almost at will. So to answer your question, yes, Jen.
Okay.
But more kills off the break, running snake off the break than yesterday. Caputo now into the snake 3.
Looking inside, has the makings of a longer one here.
Jonah Jamrose also in snake 3.
Yeah, it's still 5-on-5. Infamous has taken all those positions at the top snake side that they really are going to have to take a big bite.
Silberg cutting across over the beam into the snake 2 from that wedge, communicating with Jonah. Caputo looking like he wants to take the bite, but he knows that brick is on him. He just told his teammate in the wedge the deal was Silberg's on me.
Yeah, Caputo's got Brandon Domenico here next to him, trying to find the angle here.
Really good comms for leverage. Yeah. And loading up another body towards the snake side, getting out of that back center. Infamous still posted up the back center, trying to put a lane here on Caputo. Body coming off in that middle though, Mike.
Yeah, death out of the middle there, long into this point. I'm hearing another body come off for leverage, so make it 3 coming off for leverage. Going to catch a minor penalty as well. Just want to survive till they enforce it. Yep. So it's just Chris Caputo in a 1-on-5. He's pretty good, but
he's got it, Mike. Don't worry. Now this is definitely Infamous's point to try to tie up, as we're down to 7:15 on the clock. Just trying to find Caputo. They do tap him out, and that is going to do it. So perfect point here for Infamous. No deaths for them. Loaded up on that top snake side. Executed gunfights. Tie ball game.
Nathan Abul Hassan and Rob Velez, both Midwestern guys. Nathan asking for, hey, Rob, slow down, let me check you. And Rob says, no, I'm clean, bro. No hesitation.
That's what they're talking about. They're not patting each other on the back for that point win. Body coming off early. 2 bodies coming off early here for leverage. 5-on-3 here and trapping leverage in those center positions. Big advantage right now for Infamous.
And Infamous made the snake off break, so.
Concede. 2 bodies now, both in the center. There you go. Good call, Chris Burmo there, conceding after losing 3 bodies in the first 15 seconds. Silberg pointing like I shot you too, buddy.
But with him being the one calling the slingshot, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, we've all team killed our guys, unfortunately. On the breakout, jump into this one here, leverage. Down 1 point here to Infamous. 5-on-5.
Now they lose Caputo off the break, and now they lose one out of the back center as well. So 5-on-3 Infamous with a 1-point lead.
6 minutes and 20. Leverage already having a win on the board. Margin is a factor. Maybe give it a little bit of time, see if you can win a gunfight, make it closer. Also, a concession, too, with how long these points are running. Give yourself, go back to 5-on-5, a full 6 minutes to score 2 to tie. Wouldn't hate that either.
I don't hate that, Matty.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Team Nothing developed really. They have Baskins on the outside, but Leverage looking like they might want to try to shoot their way into the snake, but even if he gets in there, he's got to come through Sam Silberg's gun before he can have any hope of generating offense. It's a long way to go.
Infamous also sitting at 0-2. Of course, need the win, but they should probably try to utilize this two-body advantage and try to stack on a point here.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, Maddie. Leverage now getting into the snake. Infamous has been playing like it's been hot the whole game, which is never a bad idea.
Russellback going to make his way out here to the Dorito corner.
Like that move. So if this player, DeVivo in the snake for Leverage, if he starts getting jiggy, Russell Breck throw some pressure on him down the wire.
Yeah, Russell back with that nice move out and thinking about getting up into the next, into that next position into D1 as we crack the 5-minute mark. Russellback does make his move into D1, looking possibly like he wants to get checking off on that lane. He's going to go right into D2. This has also been big out here on center court for the pros, is the proactive D-side players that have high survivability but getting some forward progression are taking pressure off the triple stack of bodies on the snake side, and it really lets those snake side players develop offense a little bit easier and then puts them in a position to steal points easier as well too. So that's definitely the way it should be being played. It's just tough to do that on a regular basis.
Yep, it's definitely the counterpunch side.
Russell Breck was ripping a bounce shot from the Dorito 2 off the insert into the Dorito corner that was zipping in, making Baskin scared. Baskin now switching inside once Russell Breck came off it. DeVivo on the inside. If he wants to take another bite, he's going to have to go through Sam Silberg first.
Down now under 4 minutes.
I think that might be Trevor Reeser behind him in that mini W on the snake side, and who tried to tell Sam, hey, Sam, I've got that. But Sam says, no thanks, I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, doubled up on the job. Good call, Jen. In a 5-on-3, you don't hate that.
No, for sure. But I could hear him say, Sam, I've got that, I've got that. So.
Yeah. Zach Patient now coming into the snake 3. Silberg just got shot, I think, by
Yep, definitely
DeVivo.
looked like it.
Ref's got to run in there to check him. Oh, no.
Yeah, based on Sam's body language.
Yeah,
I'm definitely getting the vibe that he took one there.
Yeah, I think he fixed it, though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but Infamous going to push into the snake 50 over there on the top side, which is going to make it tough for DeVivo to push forward into the 50 here on the bottom side.
Yeah, I feel like DeVivo should have called a little bit more right there for a check. Sold his case, but not going to happen. He's got Russellback in front of him. Trevor Reeser dedicated on that zone.
Yeah, Domenico right by DeVivo.
Nice comms by Infamous. He said, Sam, do you got that? He said, I'm Domino, likely meaning I'm Dorito side. Trevor Reeser making sure that he and Silberg's guns are networked correctly. Zach Patient also inside in the 50 snake wedge.
Down to 230 now.
Yeah, at this point, you're really rolling with it. If you're Leverage, a concession doesn't really help you much. Counting on your 3 boys to put it together. Infamous's comms are great.
Yeah, they don't look like they want to push it, though. Maybe content to take a 1-point win and take their chances in the next match.
I haven't heard any full-on story time. That's often a call for let's just kill the clock and take the win.
Well, Infamous's next match is against Heat, so it's going to get harder on paper.
I really think we should regard Heat a little differently, though, this year, Maddie, with their turnover on the roster, no Fedorov. They're a good team. They have tons of experience, but to me, until they're a top 4 team again, they got to prove that.
I don't know. They looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they don't look good, but we used to regard them in the same way that we did Damage or Impact as a favorite, and I just don't think they're at that level anymore.
Well, they took Fit into overtime, lost that game.
Yeah.
They're sitting at 1-1, so beatable.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. It's not like they're just blazing through the prelims undefeated
Yeah.
these days.
No disrespect, always a threat. There are no slouches out here, as Leverage has shown us winning a match out here, hanging tough with Infamous right now in this 3-on-5 gotta-have-it moment with just 1:12 left on the clock.
Yeah,
that was my next question is Infamous going to try to close this out and get the extra margin here, or are we going to see this point go to time? You can see Brendan Domenico on your screen trying to get a little creative here through the center.
Yeah, down to a minute.
I just saw everyone's body posture change on Infamous when they heard the 60 seconds. Oh, and just walks into Zach Patient's gun in the middle, so now it's a 5-on-2, make it a 5-on-1. Infamous gonna put another point on the board, barring miracle from Travis Baskins.
And they're gonna concede the point, so calm, methodical here, Infamous with the cross.
Just speaking of that familiarity when you're playing against those guys, you've seen at the other end of the box for a couple seasons.
For sure.
Especially when you're coming up to pro and you haven't played against, in theory, any of the teams in this division other than, the Sea Dogs and others that came up from semi-pro.
Good point, Jen.
So on the breakout here.
Leverage tries to send Caputo to snake off the break. He gets shot. It looks like they try to send Baskin to the center, who also gets shot. So we're in a 3-on-5 situation here for Leverage.
Yeah, Leverage. Yeah, Steve Wozniak alive over here on the side, but here comes a run through up the middle for Ricky Moran. And they're going to be losing the body, so it's just Steve, back corner bunker, as bodies falling for both squads. Way more bodies out here left alive for Infamous, as we got to try to count them here in the chaos. But
I think we're in a 3-on-1.
Yeah, there's only 15 seconds left, too, so it's going to be a win for Infamous. The question is, can they take out Steve, or is the point spread still going to sit at 2? They do get the crossfield kill. 4 seconds. It's going to be a race. Rob Velez trips and falls as he completely takes out the start gate. One of the stakes went flying into the sponsors area. That's how much effort Rob Velez put into that one. Kind of unfortunately for him, had a little bit of a stumble. Is going to get helped up by Jonah Jamrose.
You can hear the frustration in his voice, too, because Rob was the guy at the first point that was like, I'm clean, bro. I've got it. So Rob wants that buzzer hit.
100%. They'd love that margin. Yeah, and since we heard that grunt, definitely did not break our microphone that's over there behind the start gate. And there it is on the replay. Full send from Rob Velez.